Welcome to the first episode of the Wireless Shokugeki Backrooms Gulag Kitchen, the WSBG. Today I'll show you how to cook a very basic breakfast. Alright, first off, the nutrient ratios. It has to be a third of protein, third of vegetable, third of carbs. I like it that way. We're going to start by chopping the sausage. As you can see, I'm having a bit of trouble because my knife is in the shop, is still in the shed. That can cause accidents if you're not careful. Remember, a sharp knife is a safe knife. To prevent the sausage from wobbling, I cut it in half, then start the chopping much easier. For the ham, we'll go to the ham in a bit. For the ham, I just chop it into little squares. Not the most professional, but I don't care. Now we're gonna prepare the pan where we're gonna cook the breakfast. I'm gonna put this into heat and put a lid on top so it heats faster. While the pan heats, we're gonna start chopping the vegetables. First, we start with the bell pepper. Chop the top and bottom, then get rid of the center that is white. I don't like the taste of that white stuff, and I wonder if it's even eatable. Then, to minimize the waste and maximize the nutrients, I'm gonna chop the parts that I consider eatable from the top and bottom. Discard the rest. For the tomato, just chop the base. Then cut it in half. Now it won't wobble when you chop it. I make 3 slices, maybe sometimes 4, this time 3. Now they are sliced. It's time to chop it into cubes or whatever form that's gonna be. First half done, second half. Tomatoes have been chopped. For the bell pepper, we're gonna chop into cubes too. You can use whatever method you want. This is not a professional method. I just do whatever. Vegetables chopped. We pass to the next phase. Now that the pan has a decent heat, we proceed to put all the meat in the pan. We won't use oil since the sausage has a lot of fat already. Distribute the meat evenly. I pressed it so it cooks in an evenly manner. Then put the lid on to increase the heat. Next phase. After a while of waiting, we're gonna start flipping the meat. Make some space, then flip it so it cooks in both sides. I say wait like 5 minutes or whatever it takes for you to notice the smell and the sound, the sizzling of the meat, and then proceed to flip it. Up to you. Don't forget to grab the pan while you are flipping to prevent accidents. Once you're done, distribute it evenly to continue the cooking. Put the lid on and we pass to the next phase. Time to wait some more. After waiting a while for the meat to cook on the other side, we start throwing in the vegetables, the tomato and the bell peppers. The reason why we throw the meat first, then the vegetables, is because if we throw the vegetables first, they're gonna overcook and we're gonna end up with a mush or nothing, and probably raw meat. That's why first meat, then vegetables. Well, it all depends on the size of the meat you're using. Anyway, we throw it in, we distribute it evenly. Time to put the lid back on to continue the cooking. After waiting a reasonable while for the meat and the vegetables to cook, we proceed to the next phase. But before continuing, how to know when is the right time, guide yourself with the smell and how the food looks and if it's smoking or not. Don't wait for stuff to burn, and also don't put it out too early or you'll end up either with charcoal or with a raw breakfast. I'm gonna throw in some Mexican spicy sauce to give it some flavor. Perhaps that was too much, but whatever. Stir it, distribute it, and continue cooking for a little more. This is the final countdown. Put the lid on, let the food absorb some of that spicy taste, and we're getting ready for the final step. When the food has the desired level of cooking, when it smells right, when it feels right, when it tastes right, always remember, taste the food you are cooking. It's time to plate. Absolutely gorgeous. Remember when I told you about 3 parts vegetables, 3-part protein and 3-part carbs? Here are some Mexican tostadas and with a little bit of delicious water. Absolutely delicious. Finally, some good fucking food.